This is me, Ruowen Huang. Today I'm gonna talk about my book. I talk about a lot of spiritual topics, but today I actually gonna dedicate one episode to talk about my book because today is the first day I'm gonna share my book online. Before I start, my name is Ruowen Huang. I am an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. You know, I'm actually a published author in Taiwan for many years. But then, you know, after I moved to Canada or something, I stopped writing for a long time, right? Then I have kids, marriage, you guys all know where it goes. So, why would I want to talk about this book? Because the fact is, it is a big deal for me. The reason it's a big deal for me is if many of you who follow my blog or people who live very close to me knew I really had to suffer through a lot of things in order to come up with those books. Anyway, let me show you. This is my book. As I say, I don't write spiritual book. I write novel. For well-published, I publish more than 20 plus or 30 books, right? So I write romance novel. So writing novel is not new to me, but writing this series is. The reason of that is it all started, as you guys all know, follow my blog for a long time. It pushed back to 7, 8, 9. Almost 10 years ago. Almost 10 years. It all started with a trip to, you know, the Louvre, right? And then things happen, and then I come back, and then visions start happening. People are following me, and I didn't know what was happening, right? And then I would have vision every day. I would have, you know, sensation every day that I don't know where it come from, right? Like by then I probably can see a lot of dimension already, but I didn't know where the sensation come from. And to a point it was so bad, my physically was going through a lot of trauma, basically. It's still hard for me to talk about it, but I'm gonna, you know, hang on to that. And to a really strong fear that I would wake up, you know, 2 or 3 a.m. every morning and think I'm gonna disappear, right? Or, you know, I would be living in our day, but my vision will always have an ancient Egyptian time. So, even though I'm walking down the park, I'm continue having the vision as I'm walking down, you know, in the street or something 3,000 years. Just imagine that. It was really bad. At that time, it was really bad. So bad to avoid because vision just, it go from here and there to almost 24/7. All I see is vision overlapping my reality, right? And not to mention the sensation I feel physically, mentally, and the undescribable, you know, thing. And that time I really did not know. I mean, I'm probably like any of you. I didn't know Egypt much. I just like, you know, ancient Egypt. You know, they always have that kind of feel. Everybody's interested, right? I'm probably like everybody. I did not know the tradition. I did not know anything. Not to mention history. I mean, my own history in Chinese history is already sucks. I mean, why would I study other history, right? But anyway, I'm dealing through really difficult time, and then my friends and family luckily were there with me to deal with all those difficult times. To a point it was so bad, I even suggested my husband should submit me into a mental hospital because I just cannot control it myself. I could not stop the vision keep coming up to me. So anyway, when I start to realize it was not from elsewhere, it was actually some kind of data within my own. When I start having an idea which direction it come from, I then have a direction to block it. So I spend tremendous amounts of time to block it. right? Even in that time, friends would suggest, oh, so I said, I keep seeing this Pharaoh's face. And then she's like, who is that person? I said, I got no idea. But, if I ever see the picture, I think I can identify him or something. And then the friend would ask me, so what's his name? I said, I don't know. But I know, in my head, it keep popping AKA, right? But in English, AKA also mean, as known as. So I say it doesn't make sense, but it seems to call Aka something, Aka. That's what I remember. So anyway, we couldn't find the name. And then until one day we flipped through the picture, I was like, that's him. that's the person that kept bugging me, driving me crazy, going mental. Anyway, so that suffering lasts for quite long. Like you would know, it lasts for about 6 months or so. Then I was pretty much in living hell every day. For me, try to pull myself into reality so I can care for my children, and then try to stay sane, right? So after a while, I finally find a way to block it, and then my life was back to normal for I don't know, half year, 1 year, until one time we were in Berlin, Munich or Berlin, I think. My husband is really excited and want to go to a Egyptian museum, but I say no, because as you can see, right, by then I was so freaked out by anything Egypt, anything Egyptian. I just had enough of that. So then, instead of going to like 3 building and the all Egyptian, museum, I decided I don't want to do that because it's too. I did not know what was gonna hit me, and I have a very strong fear about that. So in compromise, I say let's go to that little exhibition because it won't hurt, right? It won't hurt. Well, in my mind, I thought so. And then we, unwillingly, my husband said, okay, let's go to that little exhibition. It's better than nothing. And we did. And then, unfortunately, that tiny little exhibition, seriously, was so small. It will happen to be exactly the same time periods that I would suffer through. I mean, really, what's the chance? It was so many exhibitions. Why that, right? So when we went in, it was really hard for me again, as I don't know, is it because of my ability or something, I'm able to restore the ruin. I mean, you can show me a little part of thing, I'm able to see what it originally looked like. So after it came out, we came out from that, we suffered through. I actually passed out by the lawn right outside that for 30 minutes or 1 hour. And then we move on to the day. I felt it was not too bad until I got back home, and then what I suffered through before started happening to me again. So that means I started to see vision again. I couldn't control this. I start to see vision. I start to see thing. I start to see, thing again. And then that kind of brought me into the same anxiety again. I did not know why is it hitting me again. And until the point I decided, that's it, I'm gonna write it down. Because it doesn't, you must know, when things soar to you bits and bits, it didn't make sense to you. To a point, for me, at that time, the solution to it is I write it down. If I write it all down, I might be able to figure out what's going on for me. So I did. And then, as I say, I did not know what happened. I write Chinese book, right? But as you must see, the series is all in English. When I decide to sit down and write, the first thing that come up to me, I have no control what's gonna happen afterwards. So at that time, that was 2009. I'm like any of you. I did not know what happened to the book, but I had to write to read it. You know what I mean? So very unlike the previous book I wrote, we set out the plot, we know what director's personality is. We kind of know where the future is gonna head it. With this book, I have no control of this. I can only read if I write. So each book come out within 1 week or 2 weeks of time. I mean, a lot of my friends was with me that time, you know. That's all they see me doing. I woke up, I write, and I couldn't help, right? And, you know, in 10 days, I finished one book, and then my hand just cannot stop, and I continue writing it. So within a span of 1 month or 2 months of time, I think, September, 3 months of time, I basically finished all 4 books then. Whew. It was, you know, after you read what you write and it come to a point you're like, oh my God, who plot this, right? Even nowadays, my friend would tease me, you, Joanne, are too lazy to plot this far. I agree with them because it's not my way of writing. So after book come out, I have, you know, it's all I can say is it's a book that I love and hate. I love it because it's a great story. As a writer, we appreciate great story. I hate it because the nightmare it get to me is beyond I can describe, right? Every scene to you guys, it may be very random scene and things like that. But for me, I experience everything all over again. If I ever come back and edit it, I experience it all over again. If, you know, there's a scene, there's a blood in the mouth, I taste it every time I write it. If there's a cut on my back, I feel the cut. If there's a punch on my face, I feel the pain. If there's a vomit feeling I feel that. So now not only when I write it, I will feel it. When I edit it, I refeel it again. So now you will know how much struggle I had to go through in order to get this book come out. So it doesn't matter I write it in Chinese, English. Basically, if I write it, I will feel it. So I spent a long time resisting, as you know, many of my followers know. When it first come out, I share real time with you. It got to a point I put it down just because I'm too scared of it. As I say, I love and hate it. I'm too scared of it. But I think somehow, some way, I mean, it's been a long time, right? 7 years now. If you want to know, I had this book in my computer. I did for a good 7 years. I tried to publish it in my somewhat protect myself way. But I think it just time I work through my issue and then share with you all. So anyway, let me quickly sum it up. I mean, if I talk about this, I can talk forever just because, you know, people around me, my family, friends know exactly what I had to suffer through to bring this book to you guys. You know, even after the book is written, I had to overcome my own fear of believing I'm not good enough to share with you all, because believing my English is not good enough, because I still till this day didn't know why I choose to come out in English, not my native language, Chinese. So, you know, at this point of my life, I think I am learning, ready to let it go. Let it go means let go of those suffering I gone through, and then believe it come out for a reason. It's probably seeking its own audience, which I don't know who. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time talking about my book. But those are my books that I was slowly putting on my website and share with you guys all. I only have 2 printed now, but you know, as I say, after this 3, 4, 5, I will slowly share a chapter a day. No, not a chapter a day. I didn't write that much. I will share every Friday online, 1 chapter every Friday to you guys, and then hopefully you guys can be like me. I don't know, love and hate this book. But this is a book I will start. This is Saga 1, you know, Nafayati. So start from today, I will share the book. So anyway, my husband thought I should dedicate 1 episode to it. I did plan that, but you know, if I want to talk about it, I can talk forever, you guys know. So cut it short. New Year resolution, from now on, you guys will start reading my book online. And maybe you guys can have a taste what I have to go through. I don't want to curse you guys, but you guys will know if you read a thing and then you taste the blood in your mouth, really not a great feeling. That's why it took so long for me to work those books, because I have resistance to work it, right? I don't want to relive it. That's basically what it is for me. So, again, if you like what I'm doing, join me live in Periscope, or go to my Facebook, or subscribe my YouTube channel, or go to my website, ruowen.com. Till then, I will see you guys next week. Bye.